The Heartland Season 19 Episode 1 trailer has dropped. Amy's fragile romance with Nathan is already cracking. Jack faces a terrifying fate, and the Dutton family of Alberta, better known as the Bartlett-Flemings, are staring down a storm that could destroy everything they've built. Love, loss, betrayal, and a wedding that changes everything. The trailer isn't just teasing another season, it's warning us that life at Heartland will never be the same again. The very first thing the trailer makes clear is that Amy and Nathan's relationship is already on the edge of collapse. After so many years of grief over Ty, Amy was finally letting someone else into her heart. And for a moment, it looked like she had found peace, but the trailer wastes no time showing us how fragile that peace really is. Nathan's sister, who already made a splash last season with her return, is back with even more power. And this time, she isn't hiding her true intentions. She wants control. Control over Nathan, control over the land, and control over Amy's future. Her connection to Amy's late mother makes this betrayal sting even harder, because it isn't just business anymore. It's deeply personal. She believes compromise is weakness, and she's willing to sacrifice Amy's happiness to get what she wants. And the chilling part? Nathan can't seem to stop her. We see the cracks in his resolve. His desperate struggle to protect Amy and her family while being torn apart by his own blood. For Amy, this isn't just about romance anymore. It's about survival. And the painful truth is, she may not be able to hold on to both Nathan and Heartland at the same time. At the same time, Ty's shadow continues to loom over everything. The trailer makes it painfully clear that Amy is haunted by his memory. And no matter how hard she tries to move forward, the past pulls her back. She looks at Nathan but sees Ty. She opens her heart but feels the ache of loss. And when Nathan himself compares his place in Amy's life to Ty's, we realize that even he knows he can never live up to the love that came before him. The insecurity, the unspoken comparisons, the fear of losing again. It all pushes Amy closer to breaking point. And it's not just her. Caleb, once again caught in this emotional storm, faces his own humiliating truth. He will never measure up to Ty either. The tension between Caleb and Nathan explodes, with Nathan bitterly pointing out that they are both doomed to live in Ty's shadow. But it isn't only love on the line. Jack, the rock of the Heartland family, is in more danger than we've ever seen before. The trailer shocks us with a haunting scene of his truck vandalized, a warning that violence is coming right to his doorstep. And when we glimpse him in what looks like a hospital setting, the fear hits hard. Jack has been through so much, carrying this family on his shoulders for decades. But this season seems determined to test him in ways that feel unbearable. If Jack falls, the entire family will collapse with him, and the trailer doesn't shy away from reminding us of that. His legacy, his health, and even his sense of safety are at risk. And for fans who've loved Jack since the very beginning, this feels like the most terrifying twist of all. And yet, in the midst of all the heartbreak and fear, there is something shocking and beautiful. A wedding. The trailer gives us glimpses of a vibrant Indian celebration, filled with color, joy, and life. But the big question is, whose wedding is it? Rumors swirl that Gurgi could be the bride, marrying into a new life and a new future. But if that's true, then what happened to Quinn? Why isn't he by her side? Could this wedding be the start of something magical, or is it hiding another heartbreak waiting to happen? Heartland has never given us easy answers, and if the trailer is any sign, even moments of joy this season will be laced with uncertainty and pain. This is the power of Heartland. Every joy is fragile, every romance is threatened, and every season reminds us how easily everything can be taken away. The trailer for Season 19. Episode 1 doesn't just show us drama, it shows us the fight of a family to hold on to love, land, and legacy, even when the odds are stacked against them. And the chilling feeling I can't shake is this. Someone isn't going to make it out of this season unscathed. The heart of Heartland has always been about family, but this season the family itself feels like it's under attack from all sides. Lou, who has never been one to stay quiet when something threatens the ranch, makes it very clear in the trailer that she's willing to make the hardest choice of all, even if it means destroying Amy's romance. Lou's loyalty has always been to Heartland, to the land and the legacy her family built, and the trailer hints at a moment where she confronts Nathan's sister head-on. Her voice is sharp, her words like knives, and while she's standing up for what she believes is right, it's obvious this decision will cut Amy deeply. Can you imagine being told by your own sister that your love life doesn't matter if it threatens the ranch? It's brutal, and yet the painful part is that Lou isn't wrong. How can one person's romance outweigh generations of sacrifice, blood, and sweat that kept Heartland alive? And Amy knows this too. We see it in her face in the trailer, that quiet, tortured look of someone torn between her heart and her duty. But Nathan isn't backing down either. His fight with his sister grows louder, angrier, and more dangerous. He doesn't just want to prove his loyalty to Amy. He wants to break free from the chains his family has put on him. Nathan is torn between two worlds, and the cost of choosing Amy may be losing his own blood. That's what makes his arc this season so tragic, because as much as he tries, Nathan may not be strong enough to protect Amy from his sister's ambition. And that realization leads us to the most devastating question of all. If Nathan can't stand up to his own family, then what future can Amy and Nathan really have? Meanwhile, Caleb's story takes a surprising turn. For years, he has been lingering in the background, the man who couldn't step out of Ty's shadow and the friend who never truly moved on from Amy. But the trailer shows a side of Caleb that feels more raw and more desperate than ever before. His argument with Nathan isn't just about Amy, it's about identity, about his worth, about the fact that he has always been second best in every corner of his life. For Caleb, Season 19 might finally be the breaking point. Will he keep fighting for scraps of happiness, or will he walk away from Heartland altogether? His relationship may look strong for now, but all it takes is one look from Amy, one word of encouragement, and everything Caleb built for himself could come crashing down. And isn't that the tragedy of Caleb? That no matter what he does, his heart always leads him back to Amy, even when he knows there is no place for him in her future. As if the romantic chaos wasn't enough, the trailer teases something even darker, a new wave of violence against Heartland itself. Jack's vandalized truck is just the beginning. We know from past seasons that when someone strikes at Heartland, they strike at the entire family. And this season, it looks like whoever is behind the attacks isn't going to stop. Whether it's an old enemy, a neighbor with a grudge, or something tied to Nathan's sister's schemes, the threat is very real. And the person who will bear the weight of it all, as always, is Jack. The thought of Jack being pushed too far is terrifying, because while he is strong, wise, and stubborn, he's not invincible. Heartland without Jack is unthinkable, but the trailer dares us to imagine it. And that's what makes this season feel so different. The stakes aren't just emotional anymore, they're life and death. If Season 18 was about rebuilding, then Season 19 is about testing every foundation that was laid. The trailer shows Amy not only struggling with Nathan and Ty's memory, but also with her daughter, Lindy. Lindy is growing up, and with growth comes fear. The trailer reveals moments where Lindy clings to her mother, terrified of losing her the same way she lost her father. That kind of fear doesn't just vanish, it lingers and it seeps into every relationship. For Amy, who is trying to balance her responsibilities as a mother, a daughter, and a partner, this fear becomes another heavy chain. How can she fully give her heart to Nathan when her daughter's world depends on her not making another mistake? Lindy's worries may seem small at first, but we know how Heartland works. The smallest seeds of conflict grow into the most heartbreaking storms. But then, there's the wedding. For all the darkness that surrounds this season, the trailer gives us a glimpse of joy in the form of a colorful, dazzling Indian wedding. The music, the dancing, the laughter, it feels almost unreal in the middle of so much chaos. But in Heartland, even joy comes with shadows. Fans are left to wonder, whose wedding is this? Could it really be Gurgi stepping into a whole new life? The trailer shows her smiling, radiant, and dressed in colors that light up the screen. But if that's true, what does it mean for her past? What about Quinn, who seemed to be her future? Could this wedding be a celebration or a goodbye? And the most important question of all, will this wedding bring the family closer, or will it expose more cracks in their already fragile bonds? This is the genius of the trailer. It doesn't give answers, only questions. And as fans, we are left gasping, piecing together hints and bracing ourselves for heartbreak. Because if Heartland has taught us anything, it's that every happy moment carries a cost. And my fear is that this wedding might be the calm before the storm, a glittering distraction before tragedy strikes. But perhaps the most haunting threat of all is Ty's ghost. He's not in the trailer, Not really, but he is everywhere. In Amy's tears, in Nathan's insecurities, in Caleb's rage, in Lindy's fear. Ty's absence has become the most powerful presence in the show, and season 19 looks determined to remind us that grief is not something you escape. It's something you carry. Every decision Amy makes, every risk Nathan takes, every sacrifice Lou considers, it all comes back to Ty. As the trailer closes, we're left with images that won't let go. Amy and Nathan holding each other desperately, as if clinging to something already slipping away. Jack standing alone, his eyes heavy with the weight of everything he's seen. Lindy's innocent fear cutting straight to the heart. Lou's determination, fierce and unwavering, even if it costs her sister's happiness. And the wedding, bursting with color, joy, and uncertainty, like a flame that could either light the way forward or burn everything to ashes. Heartland Season 19 doesn't feel like just another season. It feels like a reckoning. Every secret, every scar, every love and every loss is coming to the surface. The trailer promises heartbreak, but also resilience, because that's what Heartland has always been about. No matter how many times the family is tested, no matter how many storms they face, they always fight to find their way back to each other. But this time, the fight looks harder, the risks greater, and the loss is more permanent. So, as we step into episode 1, one thing is certain. This isn't just the start of a new chapter. It's the beginning of the end of everything we thought we knew about Heartland. And the question haunting us all is, who will still be standing when the dust settles? Every second of the trailer screams sacrifice, and season 19 feels like it is asking one question over and over again. What are you willing to give up for the people you love? For Lou, the answer is Amy's romance. She looks her sister in the eye and makes it clear that if Nathan's love threatens Heartland, then Nathan has to go. It is cold, it is harsh, and yet it is brutally honest. Lou has carried the responsibility of protecting Heartland for years, and she has sacrificed her own happiness more times than we can count. She isn't about to let Amy risk everything the family has fought to preserve. And deep down, Amy knows Lou is right. That's what makes this moment so painful. Amy wants to fight for her love, but she can't escape the truth. Her family's legacy is bigger than her heart. Nathan, on the other hand, is cornered. His sister's ruthless ambition has forced him into a war he never wanted. He loves Amy, but loving her means turning against his own blood. The trailer makes it clear that his loyalty is being tested like never before, and every choice he makes pulls him further away from the family that raised him. This conflict is eating him alive, and the worst part is that Amy can see it. She can see that Nathan is being torn in two, and no matter what he chooses, someone he loves will end up broken. That's why their romance feels so doomed. It isn't just about whether they love each other. It's about whether they can survive the cost of that love. And then there's Jack. The vandalized truck, the hospital, the silent moments of fear in his eyes. They all point towards something bigger than we realize. Jack has always been the pillar, the rock holding everyone together. But what happens when the rock begins to crack? The trailer almost dares us to imagine a Heartland without Jack, and that thought alone is enough to send chills through every fan. His storyline feels heavier this season, more final, as if the show is preparing us for a loss we are not ready to face. And while the family rallies around him, we all know Jack is the one who never admits weakness. He carries his pain quietly, and that silence may cost him everything. Caleb's story also burns brighter in this section of the trailer. His fight with Nathan over Amy's memory isn't just a clash of egos. It is a cry for recognition, a desperate attempt to escape a lifetime of being second best. But the heartbreaking truth is that Caleb's life will always circle back to Amy, no matter how far he tries to run. And that means his new relationship is standing on fragile ground. The trailer shows him smiling, laughing, trying to convince himself that he's finally moved on. But we know the truth. We've seen this cycle before. And unless Caleb finds a way to break it, he will keep spiraling back into heartbreak. The theme of sacrifice touches every character, and the trailer makes one thing clear. Someone is going to pay the price. Whether it's Lou giving up her sister's happiness, Nathan giving up his family, Amy giving up her peace, Caleb giving up his dignity, or Jack giving up his health, the cost will be devastating, and the question haunting all of us is not if the sacrifice will happen, but who will be left standing after it does. The final stretch of the trailer refuses to give us peace. Instead, it throws every character into the storm, forcing them to face the choices they've been running from. And what's terrifying is how quiet some of those moments are. A single look from Amy, a flicker of fear in Jack's eyes, Nathan's silence when Amy asks him a question he cannot answer. These tiny details carry more weight than any explosion or dramatic twist could. They whisper a truth we don't want to hear. Heartland is heading into an ending we are not prepared for. The biggest question this season is survival. Can the Fleming Bartlett family survive the betrayals, the illnesses, the broken love stories, and the sacrifices being demanded of them? Every frame of this trailer suggests that the answer may be no. We see Amy standing alone in the fields, her eyes filled with the same emptiness we saw after Ty's death. We see Lou crumbling under the weight of leadership, forced to act as the villain in her sister's love story. We see Caleb lashing out, Nathan drowning in guilt, and Jack slowly fading in strength. Each of them is fighting, but the war feels bigger than all of them. And yet, hidden in the shadows of despair, there are flashes of hope. A hand reaching out, a small smile through tears, a moment of laughter between sisters who just finished arguing. The trailer doesn't let us forget that Heartland has always been about love, no matter how broken or complicated it gets. But the difference now is that this love comes with a cost. A devastating cost. The most haunting moment arrives at the very end of the trailer. We see Amy in the barn, clutching something close to her chest. Her face is wet with tears, her voice breaking as she whispers, "I can't lose this too." We don't know if she's speaking about Nathan, about Jack, or about Heartland itself, but the raw desperation in her voice makes it clear. She's about to lose something that means everything to her. And as the screen cuts to black, the words flash across, "The end begins." That phrase changes everything. It's not just the end of a season, it feels like the beginning of the end for Heartland as we know it. For 18 seasons, this show has been about resilience, about fighting through loss and finding joy in the quiet moments of life. But season 19 looks determined to break us before it rebuilds us. The Fleming Bartlett family has never faced so much at once, and this time, it feels like not all of them will make it through. And so we are left with the hardest questions. Will Amy choose love or family? Will Lou protect Heartland even if it destroys her bond with her sister? Will Caleb finally step out of the shadows, or will his bitterness consume him? Will Nathan prove himself worthy of Amy's love, or will he vanish under the weight of his sister's betrayal? And most heartbreaking of all, will Jack live to see the next chapter of Heartland? The trailer doesn't answer these questions. It doesn't promise us happy endings. Instead, it dares us to watch and find out. And if this really is the beginning of the end, then we must prepare ourselves for heartbreak, for sacrifice, and for the kind of goodbye that lingers long after the final credits roll. Because Heartland Season 19 isn't just another season, it's a warning. And the question it leaves hanging in the air is one that will haunt us until the premiere. When the end comes, who will still be standing?